I know you just put up to the bar, but we close.
Come on, man. You gotta be able to give me a shot, man. Come on.
You look like you need a drink, man, but I hate to tell you this, man. We about to close.
So you mean to tell me all these people out here, they got drinks and they got shots, but I can't get nothing. The bar closed that soon?
Okay, man. I don't know what else to say. I got this shorty half my age at the crib, and I'm trying to get to her. But last call was 10 minutes ago.
You know what? It's alright. Don't even worry about it.
All right. Tell you what. I'm gonna get you one drink. Does it look like you need
one drink? I can do one drink. I can do one drink. Cause I really, yeah.
Hey, man, anything, man. Look like you got a lot on your mind and you need a friend right now. Pour it on me. Ain't no last calls here.
Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome to Bar Talk with Jay.
Welcome.
One of the things we want to brought to you by is Go Green. Go Green is a small garbage company that's out there in Hiram, and we're doing great things. One of the things I can tell you is I'm managing and I'm working it, and I'm trying to get it to a point where we can hang with the big boys. All you got to do is go to the website, check us out, and again, you can always reach out to me, and I'm going to make sure I take care of you. Why? Because that's what I do. I've been doing it for the big boys. Now I can do it for the little ones. That's what I do at Go Green.
All right.
Now I got to get going with the man that's been rocking with me for over 8 years. That is my man, Craftmatic. How you doing tonight, big baby?
I'm doing fabulous, Smooth Jay. Just holding it down for the season, holiday season around here now.
And it's coming on us quick, man.
Listen, it is approaching rapidly, and I got a feeling it's gonna be gone before we even know it.
I do know that.
So just enjoying life, man, and working hard. Everything is gravy, man. How you doing, Smooth Jay?
Man, let me tell you, I'm trying to get festive. I'm trying to get out of this Grinch mood that I keep saying I'm in. Okay. I really like to say that I use the holidays to get back to the soft side of me. To know that I got that caring heart. I know I've been blessed, and I have to get back to that side of me instead of looking at this like, man, another holiday and this, that, the other. No, this is a time that I need to be with family, friends, and really enjoy.
Yeah, Jay, I actually had to check myself a couple of weeks ago, really since Thanksgiving, because the holidays are coming up, and sometimes that can bring up a lot of old memories. Sometimes can bring up some some challenges in your spirit, some sadness, etc. And so I had to check myself and say, man, this is going to be a great holiday season, no matter what happens. And I'm going to enjoy the season and the people. And I've been going to some parties, man, Christmas parties, and hanging out and really enjoying this time of the year, man. So yeah, this is the season you have to check yourself, right? And check yourself means, hey, let me just make sure I don't attach my current happiness to past or future happiness, right?
I tend to agree.
Yeah, let's focus on the now, the present moment, right?
I like that.
I think a great way to introduce ourselves. This is Bar Talk with Jay.
Yes.
My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay. And of course, we are here to liberate your minds and souls with a fabulous dialogue. We're just going to chop it up on the subject tonight. And as we do, we hope that you can find some gravy in the conversation, that you can find a space where you can identify with what we're talking about and truly attempt to make some serious changes in yourself and in your life as a result of what you're hearing today. We don't want this to just be just a fun conversation. We want it to kind of be therapeutic.
Yes.
So that we learn and we grow through the dialogue of Bar Talk with Jay.
Say it.
And so again, we thank you for being here with us tonight. Tonight's topic is, where are you at and where are you going?
Ooh, okay. We got a little guidance tonight.
Where are you at and where are you going? And of course, we always start to show off with a prayer. So let's just pray over that, shall we, Jay? Heavenly Father, we come into your presence now just to thank you for your power and your strength and your love. And we thank you, Lord, for the confidence that you give us in you. You are our El Shaddai. You are our comforter, our protector, our way maker. And we just thank you tonight for that, Lord. We're asking, Lord, for a 40,000 foot assessment of our own lives. Where are we at and where are we going? There is something in our spirit, Lord, that needs to pay more attention to what you would have for us. There is something in our spirit, Lord, that has been lacking direction, that has been lacking an understanding of direction. And we're asking you, Lord, to fill our minds and our spirits with divine intelligence tonight. Show us, Lord, where we are. Give us a good understanding and perspective of where we are tonight so that we can make a good decision for our future, so we can turn more toward you, so we can turn more toward productivity, so we can turn more toward life and love and peace and happiness and joy. And we just ask, Lord, that you would just inspire us on high tonight with your inspiration and with your intelligence as we go through this conversation. Show us some ways to be better at our tomorrows, Heavenly Father. Be here in this show. Do your good and perfect work. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Oh, you did that.
Amen.
You did that.
Once again, I'm clawing. I'm in my mind trying to find the words that
you reached that now.
will describe where we want to go in life. And I came up with this show. It initially hit me. Jay obviously agreed, but initially hit me because as we move into the end of the year, there are people who have not taken an assessment of where they are.
Correct.
And how can you move forward if you don't know where you are? You don't know what direction, you don't know what pace, you don't know if you need to sidestep, you don't know if you need to turn around,
right?
Go back 10 feet, go to the right, and then start moving toward the north. But this show is going to be an opportunity for us to really see kind of where we are in life.
Right.
Again, to make that assessment opens doors for tomorrow,
Correct.
Now,
which ain't promised.
I'll start by making an example of myself.
Here
I am in my mid-50s.
Okay.
Well educated. Got 30 plus years of experience in my field of human endeavor. I have experienced love and lost it. Right?
I mean, how you just said
right?
You brought me on the high. You just
I have experienced love and lost it. And there's just a note to be taken there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't need to chase young-minded things anymore. When I talk about where I am, I'm at a place where I'm looking for a whole new experience. Sometimes maybe even a new experience in the whole world that nobody else could have, because it seems like people who are chasing love fall into this unhappy place.
Keep saying.
And so, I'm just taking an assessment of where I am. I'm happy. I'm healthy. I'm shining. I still got my best years ahead of me.
Okay.
That is where I am now. And so, where am I going? Ultimately to a higher place.
Okay.
I want to be more prosperous.
All right.
I do want to have a very special lady in my life.
You claim it.
I do love the Lord and have given, the rest of my life to him. And so I'm going to a place maybe that's unfamiliar to me. Okay. It doesn't look like parties and hanging out and women and all that. It looks like going to the church and being on my knees in prayer and spending time in my word. I'm living a mature life, right? And so I'm headed even more toward the Lord. And ultimately what that means, if I head toward him, is that I'm headed toward my greatest place in life.
Okay.
You see what I mean?
Oh, I hear
that I can't reach my greatest place in life without him.
Correct.
And so in my younger days, I was just chasing what I wanted. In my younger days, I was just chasing what I thought was the right way to go. But the word says his thoughts are higher than my thoughts. And it seems like all the stuff that I decided to do just turned into some nonsense. But all the things that I have followed him on seem to produce fruit. And so, where am I at right now? I'm in a place of comfort. I'm in a place of peace. And perhaps, I think for all of us, let me just say it this way. I'll say it two ways.
Say it.
Where we are now is not where we're going. That's important to know. Where we are now is not where we're going. What's even more important in that equation is who we are now is not enough to get to where we're going. Let me say that one more time. Who we are right now is not enough to get us to where we want to be. That means I got some growing to do.
Yep.
And even in my mid-50s, I'm realizing I've got some growing to do. And I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to change. I'm willing to change. And I'm assured in my spirit, I'm so confident in my spirit that the Lord has something wildly successful for me, you know,
I like how you
just
said that.
something that's just extremely, you know, I've heard many of celebrities and people who are prosperous talk about they can't believe they made it this far. They look around and they was like, I never dreamed I could live this kind of life. I never dreamed I could do this. I think I'm headed in that direction.
Okay.
Because I know my gifts are going to serve so many people. And so I'm hoping that those gifts will produce lots of fruit for me as well.
Sounds great to me.
But I'm in a very mature place in my life, and I know who I am. I know what I like, what I don't like. One of my father's favorite saying is,
What's that?
Junior, you can tell me a lot of things, but you can't tell me what I like. You know, and
I like what I like.
I likes what I like. And what is that to say? That is to say that I'm in a place where I know how to please my spirit. I know what I want to do. I know what I like. I know the way I like things.
Right.
I don't need somebody coming in disrupting and interfering with my peace.
Okay.
Right. And so I'm not just talking about a loved one per se. I'm just talking about anybody. Right. I'm not going to work on a job that disturbs my peace ever again, because I know that the Lord can produce the same amount of fruit working a lesser job because of his miraculous ways. And so now I'm so grounded with the spirit that I don't really have to be bothered by the world or the flesh, we'll say. You know what I mean? That's you know, it takes some grounding to get where I am now. I know many of people who are in confusion. Many of people who are still wondering who they are. There are still many people who are wondering what their purpose and their passion is. They're wondering if they will ever find love. They're wondering if they're going to ever make it over the curve, over the hurdle, just so they can go buy that brand new Toyota Camry. You know what I'm saying? So they can buy their first Lexus or maybe buy their first home. That and see, it's important to recognize that, you know what? I'm 40 years old and I've never bought a home before. Right? What that says to you is that not only there is opportunity, but it also says that I just might be living beneath my potential. It says that I watch them do it. I watch them do it. I watch them do it. Why haven't I done it? Because again, it comes back to who you are now is not enough to get what you want in the future. And so if you want a home, you got to start managing your money better. Correct. You got to start saving. You got to build your credit. You got to do all of these things. If you don't do them, then you're never going to get to the objective of buying your home. It's so important for us to stop and take a look at what's going on in the present moment. Sometimes we're scurrying around in life, oftentimes bouncing off of walls in fear and doubts and worries and concerns, rather than just taking life by the horn and going ahead and grinding. But you're not going to go ahead and grind until you see the need to move. Right? You know what? Here I am in my 30s and I ain't had no good job. I ain't made no money. I ain't got no education. It doesn't really look like I have a bright future. If you be honest with yourself for just that moment, you just might change something in your spirit. You just might find yourself opening a doorway where you're saying, you know what? I'm realizing now I can't do this on my own. I done tried this 100 times in my way. Maybe I need more God. And when you get more God, he going to take you right where you need to be. But you won't be dependent on your power at that point. You'll be dependent on his power. But the self-assessment process is extremely important because you're going to make profound decisions for yourself in your life by doing so. Jay, what would you say on the subject, Jay?
I would say one thing. I want to make sure everybody know, because they probably heard you, and I hope they heard you clearly. But again, a great man like yourself, I just want to make sure women know that this man can buy a house, an apartment, he can buy anything he wants. Okay, just want to make sure that they're not hearing for the wrong reason, but understand you live a certain way because you got bigger goals and dreams. And this is what he's saying to you compared to you just hearing he didn't might own a house. Listen, he's just giving you a small surface of what it is, because if you get in his life, you'll find out this man is heavily blessed and he ain't broke. I tell you that now. The women be saying broke, nah, that ain't him. Now, getting back on my side of it, I came a long way, bro. I came from a person that ran down and chased everything. And I did that because I was young, I was ambitious, and nobody was paying me no dang on attention. When I was younger, I was skinny, so I was looked over, but the big girls always liked me. Oh, I was always liked by the big ones. All right. So I wanted to run down and chase some things that was a little different. And I had people telling me, don't just run down, man, walk down. I heard some of that, but it didn't make no sense at that time because I looked at them like, you fat and you can't, I can. So I'm going to run and chase and catch what I can.
Right.
Man, I caught some bull.
Right.
I chased, I caught and released and caught and been through that development at a young age that I have to admit, I had to learn.
You had to learn. Yeah.
So a lot of times you be like, you stop somebody and the young person, well, he wasn't that young. He was older than me and told me how to walk down and do. I wasn't ready for that. It's a lot of information sometimes you're not ready for. I wasn't ready. And when I got down there and I ran and I got tired, I started realizing that I'm chasing my own tail and I wasn't getting where I wanted to be. And that's when I start paying more attention and I start listening. So sometimes it comes in time. You know, and everybody don't know what they're going to do and what they're successful at. It takes time. So I had to learn me. When I ran down that hill, I was learning me when I was running. I learned how fast I can run. I aimed at something real quick and I started chasing it. So I learned focus. And it's different skills you learn by at least trying. I didn't sit back and just listen to somebody and didn't apply. I was already applying what I thought I knew. And then I found out it wasn't enough. And I had to learn more, okay? And that developed me to a point now that I'm older, getting close to mid-age, definitely in the 50s. I ain't tripping on the age. I won't even trip. But I would tell you, in that age, I've been through so much, and it's time to start more applying because I don't want to go backwards, and I don't want to continue what I don't like. It's one of the biggest things in this. I am not doing things that I don't like. I am sick and tired of doing things that bears no fruit. I ain't getting nothing out of it, but I'm doing it because somebody else asked me to, and it benefits them, and they don't do a damn thing for me. So again, I'm getting stubborn. Yes. So if you call and you ask me something, and I tell your ass no, don't be mad. Okay. I told everybody I'm the Grinch. Don't look for me for nothing. I'm still buying gifts. I'm still gonna support some people. I just up front get sick and tired of some people calling, you know.
Well, see,
and using.
I think we all get to a place in life, and this is a place to understand where you are at right now. If you are at a place where you're sick and tired, it's time to change.
Yeah.
And I'm writing a lot of stuff down here, but just covering one of them. When you're thinking about where you're at now, you have to do one or two things, right? Considering where you're at is contemplation. It's just asking yourself the real questions about life and where you are at, and if you're doing good, if you're trying, if you're not trying, you know, just figuring that out. Sometimes you need at the point of this assessment, you need more commitment, or maybe you need less commitment. If you're working a job and you're not happy, then it may be time to diminish and lower your commitment so you can go find another job, so you can find another opportunity.
Correct.
Excuse me. If you're in a relationship and it's been having hurdles and hard sets and, you know, all kinds of nonsense, you got to decide, hey, maybe I just haven't been committed enough. If I'm going to make this work, I really need to commit more.
Right.
And we don't know what that might look like, but if it's time to commit, it's time to commit, right? Well, if it's time to let go, it's time to let go. Maybe you've been dating somebody for too long. It's time for less commitment.
Well, I can tell you to commit to me is to open up and listen. If you mean something to me, I'm going to start listening to you because I wasn't doing that before. It was all about me. When I'm looking to be with somebody for a long term, I'm starting to stop being selfish. Okay, I can't have it always my way. And what better way to know somebody is to listen. Take the time to understand what they're saying. I used to tell people all the time, like Charlie Brown, when you get on my nerves, wop, because I'm not listening. You know, I have to stop some of that.
Yeah, you know what's coming to my mind right now, a relationship that's been challenged for some time. It may be time to listen. You're wondering in the back of your mind what's going wrong. And you might could ask your best friend or your mother
Right.
what they think from the sideline. And now it's time to listen,
Mhm.
because they just might give you some constructive feedback so you can tighten your game up and get your relationship healthy.
Say it.
So as I can see right now, a husband and wife are having problems.
Right.
Part of the reason because the husband ain't really around. He always out in the street, want to hang out, shoot ball, go out on Friday nights, all that other stuff. And he has this conversation with his mother.
Mhm.
And his mother say, your family is not in the street, son. You need to be at home.
Mm.
And it's time to listen to that, right? Because well, moms know best, but oftentimes the third party, the person on the outside, can see more than you can see, you know?
I agree.
So just taking an assessment again of what's going wrong in your relationship, what's going wrong at your job, what may be the problem, what may be the issue at hand is a profound assessment of oneself. And most people don't stop and look at themselves long enough to be able to figure it out. Do I need to speed up or slow down? Do I need to do more or less? Do I need to get help or just do what I know to do? Am I tired, or do I got plenty of energy and I just don't know what to do? Like there are many, there's a sense of direction that will come from asking yourself these questions. What do I like? What do I not like? And I just think that as we age, we get a little more ornery,
Say that again.
right? Because we're
understatement.
willing to put up with less nonsense. We don't have time to waste.
Nope.
And they like to pick at us because we get ornery, because we kind of get set in our ways. But
So
if that is your way to maintain your peace or to protect your life or to protect your things and stuff, that's your way, right?
ain't nothing wrong with that.
That's your way, and it's okay if they got something to say. Just do it your way, right?
But let's play with that assessment real quick.
Go ahead.
Because I've been in enough relationships that I can tell you, I've been recently looking at like goal setting. So I have my own goals, all right? And then the person I deal with, I try to hear what theirs are.
Okay.
And then I like to make sure I challenge them on things that they want to do for we can enhance each other. What I've noticed is when you with the right person, it seems like she will want to engage with you more to make sure y'all on the same path to get a goal that y'all both want to achieve.
Right.
Some people might want marriage. Some people want to be successful in career life, but you got to find a way to make them both work. So you have to work on hers and yours. And when y'all do that, you spend more time in a positive way than a negative way. Negative way is she's bursting out and telling you all about what she wants, and she ain't looking at you. Okay? And when that happens, it's going to make a person pull away.
It's going to make them pull back because they're not getting what they need.
No, it's
They're
not.
not
It's
getting what
not
they
there.
want.
I mean, they're saying I'm winning all this good stuff. You can name everything that you do, but all these things can be a sacrifice for me of I don't have to have. I've been getting by too long without them. They got to make me feel comfortable to want these things.
Yes.
And that way we grow, and then it's healthy. What's not healthy is somebody staying one way. And I was that way for a long time. So I have to apologize to anybody that I put through hell because, again, I was stubborn. But it wasn't because I was a bad person. It's just I can't go for the mediocrity of being with somebody that ain't for me.
And listen, the mediocrity in relationships just does not work, right? Because
Not for me.
one person's going to have this standard and the other person's going to have this standard, and you just can't lounge on your standard. This person's not willing to go down, and sometimes this person's not willing to go up. You got to figure that out, right?
And that's what most people just
you really got to figure that out. But just a point of reference, something that I learned many years ago, that the one thing that brings people together
What's that?
is a common goal,
Yes.
right? And as you assess your relationships, your marriage, your 20-year marriage, your 2-year relationship, maybe you've been dating somebody for 6 months. As you assess it, you have to ask yourself, do we have any common goals? Are we really headed the same direction? Is marriage in his future? Is he see that? Is he thinking about that? Is he at least considering me as a spouse? If that's what you want, right? And again, different age brackets will produce different fruit on that subject. But Do you have common goals? Sometimes the common goal is let's just spend time together every month, every week, every so often. Let's go to a show. Let's go to church together. Let's go shopping together. Let's go hang out for the weekend, right? But without common goals, you miss one another.
Yep. Commonly fall
And
apart.
missing one another too long starts to create some dissension. It starts to create some animosity
Say it.
because now I'm not being heard, I'm not being understood, I'm not getting my needs fulfilled. So I just encourage you to maybe sit down and have a discussion with your significant other or your loved one. Sit them down. That's how you're gonna get the assessment done. Sit them down and say, hey, where do you think we are in this relationship?
And also,
Where do you think we are? And do you see us moving in the right direction? Do you see us not moving in the right direction? Do you see, are you enjoying yourself? Are you finding some comfort? Are we really becoming more friends? Are we becoming better lovers? Are we becoming closer toward engagement or marriage? I will encourage you that as you share your goals, you can't push them. You can't just drop your goals in your significant other's laps and think that they're going to be as passionate as you are about those goals. That's why it takes talking about them so that everybody can grow in the direction they need to, so that we can get this common match direction in front of us. So, and those goal settings can not only be about your relationship, but they can be about your career.
Now, see, I was just about to go.
How we gonna make more money in this house? Well, you know what? Well, I tell you what. Why don't you take? I know many years ago, my best friend and his soon-to-be wife was working at Charles Schwab, and they were making great money, and they were doing quite well. And as they brought their relationship together, early in the relationship, they started talking about common goals. And she wanted to go to law school, and so he said, "Well, I tell you what. I'll put you through law school. And when you come out of law school, I want to play golf anytime I want to play golf." She said, "You got it, baby." She went to law school, graduated, and now he travels and has fun with his buddies. He does his family stuff as well. But the amount of money that they're making in that household with the joint goal of educating her and making sure that she could go and produce this fruit. She didn't just go work for a company. She did for a year, but 2 years later, she started her own law firm. Can you imagine how much money when you make your own law firm, right? And the fact that he supported her, that was a process, because I'm sure there were times she was a go-getter. She was a moneymaker. I'm sure there were times where she said, I really want to do more for this family. I know I'm taking all the extra resources and putting it over here, but it's going to pay off, baby. And let me tell you, she treats him like a king to this day. I think all of those years of having a common goal caused them some connectivity. You know what I mean? It caused them to understand one another. It caused them to believe in one another. What about common goals? To believe in one another, right?
Say it. I'm hearing it.
So if you're early in your relationship and you need to believe in the other person, plan a trip. Just simply plan a trip. We're going to plan a 2-day or 3-day trip somewhere and just start to watch what happens as you start to think about what we're going to do and where we're going to go. You start, there's some user-friendly conversations start to happen. Now we're not talking about our problems. We're talking about where we're going tomorrow. Right?
Who's preparing?
Yes.
Who ain't putting nothing in their suitcase? Who waiting till the last minute? Well, I got some things.
Well, it's gonna be some of that anyway, right? But the point is that you create. I think part of what happens with people who get this great excitement, they're engaged and they get this great excitement to get married. The whole time they're planning. They plan for a marriage, but they don't. They plan for a wedding, but they don't plan for a marriage, right? And so the excitement is great, but 6 months after the wedding,
it's gone.
They don't have any more common goals. And I think that's a major issue in relationships, one that we all really need to pay close attention to, because I truly believe this is one of the main reasons why relationships aren't working.
I agree with you, because car trips.
You're not taking assessment.
It's a 6-hour drive, and y'all ain't even talking to each other, but y'all want to get married.
Right.
Y'all don't see things the same. You don't move the same. But the goal of one person is to be married, and the person to the other one is trying to get to know you to see if you even that person.
Watch
But
this,
yet
Jay.
we argue.
You ever sat in a restaurant and you could see a married couple and a couple that looked like they was just dating? Just look at the energy at those two tables. The couple who's been married for a long time, they just kind of, eating their meal and might be looking at the phone, but they're not really talking to each other, right? I've seen it dozens of times. They're not really talking to each other.
Okay.
But the couple over here look like they're dating, young couple. They over there chopping it up and laughing and having a good time, Maybe, for me, I was eating out each other's plates and, having a good time, having an enjoyment time. So you can see how as relationships flow, they just seem to lose that zest.
Okay.
And part of the zest is I just don't vibe with you no more like I used to. And there's some tragedy in that, but there also is some opportunity in that as well. What we're talking about here today is where are you at in your life,
Where you go?
and where are you going in your life? If you look at your life right now and you think that you haven't been successful, you're not going in the right direction, you feel bad about where you are, it's time to make a new decision. That's what it comes down to. That's what this show comes down to. It's time to make a new, bold decision for your life. And we know that throughout humanity, they suggest that the average person is making lifetime decisions about every 18 to 24 months. Let the next lifetime decision take you up, take you to the next level. You know what? I'm finna go get this training. I'm finna start working toward this promotion. I'm finna start working toward owning my own business. I'm finna start working toward being closer to my family. I'm finna start working toward my health. Even I said it today, I'm in pretty good shape, but I said to myself, you know what, Stacey, as the years start to pass, you're going to have to take better and better care of yourself. And so you're going to use 2025 to start that regimen, and you're never going to let it go for the rest of your life. I should be in the gym working out 2-3 times a week, but I haven't done that, right? I think that the exercise I get at work is enough, and it may be good, but who I am is not good enough to take me to where I want to go. You hear that? You hear that common denominator?
I like that.
I've got to be better. If I'm going to go from 55 to 65, I got to increase my health in order to keep my vibrancy, in order to keep keep myself well and moving forward. So I need to start working on that. Stacey, these bones are not going to last nearly as long if you don't put your work in, right? Workouts add life to your life. And so now I'm thinking already, let's take better care of my health. I'm going to get some CMOS. I'm going to get some, some major vitamins. I'm going to start reading some of Dr. Sebi's works on health. And I'm going to focus on having better skin. I'm going to find me a better razor so that I can shave and my skin will be healthier and more smooth.
Trying to be sexy. I got on headcraft.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? I might buy me some nicer sleepwear so I can feel like I'm prosperous while I'm sleeping. We don't know what that is for you. Whatever that happens to be. I ain't saying nothing about sex. Listen, it's cold outside. I need me some comfortable, warm pajamas, right? That's not something I would have normally thought about, but taking better care of myself, I have to go out now and find them. I got to go on Amazon. And here's the important part. If I create a behavior of just changing one little thing at a time, it'll grow so that now I'm willing to change more and more things, right? I'm willing to change more and more habits. And it could be any number of things. In the way of health, for example, you can change the way you eat. You can change your vitamins. You can change your exercise. You can change how much water you intake. You can change how much hygiene you do. Right? Maybe you need to go and get a back massage. Maybe you need to go and get a, get a sauna bath and, the salt bath so it can clear out your pores or your skin. Maybe you need a better toothpaste. Maybe you need a better barber or a beautician, right? Maybe you need to get maybe you need to start doing your nails. Maybe you do them yourself and they could be done better and last a little longer. Maybe you need to take better care of your feet. right? Maybe you need to do some exercise, some knee and leg exercises. So when you get up in the morning, your knees and legs aren't aching anymore. But find a way to take better care of your health. Find a way to take better care of yourself. That's the point of this discussion. To ask yourself where you are means nothing if you're not going to answer the question as to where you want to go.
And how I would say it even more, there's a lot of people I know that makes a lot of money and they ain't in good health.
A lot of money and they're
So,
not in good health, and they got plenty of time.
Yep.
They can buy exercise machines, they can buy membership programs, they can buy vitamins and supplements, they can go buy videos and exercise, they buy personal trainers. But if you're not tending to the things that need to get tended to, you are leaving yourself behind.
And it's
Right?
to me, it's sad because a lot of people push for money, and we're in a point in our careers that we push for money, but we don't push that direction. Like, I think of things that I can do to make money compared to me pushing out my body. I sacrificed my body along the way when I had to work all these jobs from when I was younger to now, right? So now I'm trying to think smarter. I'm trying to think about all the stuff I learned and utilize it where I don't have to use my body. I'm using my mind. I'm sitting back and I'm getting other people to be more efficient.
Yeah.
To get the job done, because it is wiser to find ways to get your health up, but also to get your mind right.
Listen,
because I can't run forever.
That's working smarter. Isn't that's working smarter, right? And here's one of the things that's been kind of tapping me on the shoulders.
What's that?
I have noticed for 25 years, nearly 30 years of my professional career, that Hispanic families do business too. And I have never taken the time to learn Spanish. If I had taken the time to learn Spanish, I probably could have increased my business by at least 50%. And so here I am in my mid 50s deciding it's time to learn Spanish. I'm missing business, and I may be missing so much more in life because I haven't taken the time to learn the other language. So I'm going to do that in 2025. I'm actually going to go and take a course. I need a place where I can sit down, be held accountable, pay my money so that I don't back out, and let somebody teach me how to speak this language and be fluent in it so that I can use it for my life. Here I am. Here's what's important in that equation. You're never too old to learn. You're never too old to grow. I'm seeing grandmamas play with social media and smartphones more than some of these kids, right? I know the technology is difficult. I know the technology seems hard. It's actually not. It's user friendly. All you got to do is get in there and start learning language. But people who are not willing to learn it and grow, once again, are stifling themselves. And we don't have time as we close out here. We just got about 4 minutes, excuse me. We don't have any more time to waste on lollygagging.
No.
For many of you, especially those of you who have extreme income potentials, there's a couple of things missing from your equation. Especially those of you who've been in business for a long time, you know how the markets work, you know how to sell, you know how to put this thing together, that there's a couple of small things that you're missing. I'm encouraging you to get laser focused on learning those small things so that you can implement them in your life. And that way you can take your gift to the next level.
I totally agree.
That's what this life is about, is taking our gift to the next level. Okay. This message is for everyone, but I hope that this message is reaching those people who are lazy.
All right.
I hope this message is reaching those people who have great potential, but they're full of fear. You could probably run that business better than anybody who has ever run that kind of business, but you're so afraid to try. And so what is the change for you? You're recognizing, you know what? I know I should have opened that store. I know I should be selling this product. I know I should have did this many years ago. What's been stopping me from doing this?
Still fear.
The gift is still in me. I still got the gab. I still can make it happen, but there's something that keeps stopping me. And most of the times what you'll look at, if you look in your past, is you'll see nothing but a wall of excuses. You'll see nothing but a wall of reasons that you gave yourself to pacify yourself for not doing what you know you should have done. It's time to dream and dream big. It's time to go and get your greatest life. It's time to be your greatest person. It's time to have a close relationship with God. It's time to walk through life without fears, without doubts, without wondering if it's the right direction. It's time to make something happen in this world. And for many of you, you have gifts that no one else could offer to the world but you. Whatever those are, it's time to get on board and go and make it happen. It's going to require, this is important as we close. If you're going to, you make the assessment of yourself in whatever area, and then you've already decided that if I'm here and I'm trying to go to here, there is this place of the unknown.
All right.
And in the place of unknown, it's going to require you to take full action without all the information. It's going to take, to move from here to here, you're going to be on the place. Who knows what you have to go through in order to get to here. But once you make the commitment to elevate your life and elevate yourself, make a change, you're going to have some stumbling blocks. They're nothing more than God's guiding posts to your life. If you're in a miserable relationship, perhaps you're being abused or something of that nature, and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm fixing to get out of this situation. You don't know how, but I'm fixing to get out of it. It's going to take some moments of vulnerability. It's going to take trust in somebody who you might not know. It might take getting that person in trouble, and they got to get in big trouble in order to leave you alone. But whatever that is, the distance between here and here, you're going to have to pay a price. Be willing to pay the price. Where you are, the difference between where you are and where you're going requires paying a price. Everyone who's ever walked this globe, who've achieved anything in life, paid the price. Don't be the person to think that you can get something out of life without paying the price. It doesn't happen, right? The variable between A and B, we know is hard work. And I say before hard work, it's hard prayer. And so maybe that should close out our show, is that we really need to be praying over our lives. There's supernatural power in praying over ourselves and our lives. And if you haven't tried it, try it.
Yes.
Be willing to step out of your comfort zone. It's not something you have to tell anybody else. It's something that you can go and Google it, right? You can go and ask your aunt or your mother. You can just go down to maybe a local church. Maybe you just do some research on your own. But prayer changes things.
Put some work in.
Humanity has told us that prayer changes things. I have tried it in my own life, and I can see that prayer changes things. I'm telling you, if you've never tried it, if you've never gone there, it's time for you to find your supernatural power in God and allow him to do some magnificent things into your life.
Yes.
Without God, you're really slipping. What they're slipping in the darkness, right? But if you have God, you have all of the light, and he will take you from being mediocre to being outstanding in any area of your life. And I say, put all your trust in him. And I don't know what else there is to say on that subject.
I can only pick on it a little bit. One of the things you was mentioning, because you hit home when you said learning another language. Again, me and Kraft don't work in the same field. But again, we have same thoughts. I had the same thought. And I bought some translating earbuds from the TikTok shop. I'm not just going to promote them, but I'm going to tell you, they work. They can work where I can do ear to ear with one and put one in the other, or I can do it through my phone and I can listen. Now, the reason why I did it, it's an investment in me, and because I didn't think about like Kraft sitting down and learning it, because again, I have to experience. My owner speaks Spanish, but he speaks English as well. But my whole thing is, I be wanting to know what he's saying, and to me, to sit there and be wondering and not know is me being a fool. Okay, right. So I'm able to use technology and find out. Now, I figure like this is going to be a good way of at least cutting the curve a little bit. Yeah. I'm not saying not to do what Kraft is doing by studying and learning, because I really feel like it just makes you more acceptable and more reliable to understand things better. But meanwhile, I can at least hear it and I can still respond to it, because different people call me because they know Eddie speaks Spanish. They speak Spanish. Right. Now I'm able to translate and I can hear it. And that's just to
That's
better me
outstanding.
along the way.
That's outstanding, Jay. That's outstanding. There again was an assessment of I got somebody who's going to be in my environment all the time, and they speak a different language.
Mhm.
I need to figure out how to bridge the gap, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
in this case, it was the technology that is helping him bridge the gap.
Oh, yes.
But the technology is going to produce an understanding in him of how to get closer to speaking Spanish,
yes,
or at least hearing it and understanding it, right?
Mhm.
I would just love to watch my customers having a dialogue in another language. And when they finish talking about me, I tell them, get the hell out of here.
Hey, I'm going
Hey,
to a nail shop and a toe shop. See
yeah,
you later.
don't you
I'm
ever
fine
call
now.
me a nincompoop.
It's coming.
So listen, I think it's time for us to close. We
Yes,
hope the
yes.
conversation about where you are and where you're going to be and where you want to be has been a meaningful discussion for you. It's time to pull out the stops and be your greatest possibility. And I say, go get it, go get it, go
Yes,
get it.
yes.
This has been Bar Talk with Jay. My name is Craftmatic. This is my boy Smooth Jay.
In the building.
And we want to thank you folks for being here with us tonight. We're here every Thursday from 7 to 8 Facebook Live.
Yes, yes,
Please
yes.
like, share, subscribe. Come back with your friends and family. This is a show where you are encouraged to grow.
Mhm.
And we have fun here, but hopefully these ideas have been inspiring to you. And just never forget that we do this because we love you and we appreciate you.